All right, hello once again. Jeff Scott, formerly of Rankin Technical College, and as part of my YouTube channel, JPS-Jeff Teaches Programming, and in particular the YouTube playlist, which now has over 50 videos on it, Jeff Teaches Programming-Python. I've been going through and trying to teach people Python. And I'm up to the database section, and to show you right now what I'd like to show you right now is we were going to do this, and I was going to work with a Chinook database, but I said, you know what, I don't want to. So instead, I'm going to work with this database here. All right, it is called SalesOrders database. It has 8 tables: a customers table, an employees table, an orders table, an order details table, a products table, a categories table, a product vendors table, and a vendors table. Now, if you look here, you see that these little things here, they kind of look like train tracks, and then over here, these are literally called crow's feet. This, where you see the train tracks, it's a 1, and where you see the crow's feet, it's a many. So there is a one-to-many relationship between orders and order details. So every order contains 0, 1, or more order details. Every product contains 0, 1, or more order details. Every category contains 0, 1, or more products, etc. And I've got these right now, and I'm going to start making some changes to them. I'll show you what I'm doing here, because I want to be totally transparent. I want you to understand what I'm doing. So this is what I currently have. I put it in a folder called old. All right, so I've got these files right here. I'm going to start with this schema. All right, in fact, I'm going to go into SQLite here, and now I'm going to start with a schema. So here it is. Now, everywhere in here that you see varchar, everywhere that you see varchar, followed by a number like this, all right, I'm going to make changes. Now, I could go in and I could make them, I could get rid of all these IDs and just use the row ID. But you know what? I'm going to leave the IDs in there. All right. Also, so everywhere you see varchar followed by a number like this, I'm going to change it to text. All right, so it's going to take a couple minutes, but I want you to watch what I'm doing. Everywhere it says int, I'm going to make it integer, because that's what we're supposed to be using here. I don't think there is an auto increment in here. I could be wrong, but I don't think there is one here. I've never seen one. All right, so I've got those. Again, I'm just starting here. So all these ints are going to be changed to integer. All right, so just goof that up. So integer. There we go. So I'm going to have to change all these. Whoops, that was not good. There. Do it again here. All right, so do I have any just ints in here anymore? There's a small int, so that's going to just become integer. There's a couple more. Looks like I've gotten all of them. Okay. All right. Next, we want to change all these varchars to text. Well, I'm going to do these quickly. So I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to go to search, replace, and I'm going to replace varchar with text. And that did all of them. That's good. Now, that said, I want to get rid of the numbers that are in here. Okay, those two are done. That one is done. Now I'm doing this quickly, so is it possible I make some mistakes? Of course it is. All right, that decimal is going to have to change. I'm going to make that what's called a number. And here as well. Right. There is no date time in here, so I'm going to make that text. All right, now I may have finished all that. I don't know. Trying to check real quick. I don't see anything I've missed. All right. So I've got that done. So I now have these tables. Categories, which contains a category ID, which is going to be our primary key, and it's an integer. All right, and category description, which is going to be text. This can be null. Of course, primary keys cannot be null. We're allowing everything else to possibly be null. This is just the way it was set up in this database, so I've set it up this way. Customers table has a customer ID, integer, primary key not null, a first name, a last name, an address, city, state, zip, area code, and phone number. Now, this area code and phone number, this is ridiculous. All right, I don't know why they set it up like this. All right, but I'm going to take both the area code and the phone number and make them both text. All right, I was always taught that the only fields you should make numeric are fields that could conceivably be used in calculations, like a quantity or a price. All right, or a primary key field. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I think I fixed all those. All right, now I've got that done. So that, if this works, this is going to allow me to go in and create all my tables. Okay, that's good. So that's a start. So that's the first one. So let's open up the next one, which is categories. So here's our categories. Not a lot in here. All right. And we want I'm going to check for an auto increment for the primary key. And if not, I'll probably have to put that in there, but that's okay. So that one is actually okay. Next one is customers. All right, you'll notice I'm going to have to change these because in here, this was the area code. So I'm going to go in and make that like this. Something like 28 customers or some, or 26. This is about 12 here. Like I said, that's about 28. I'm not sure exactly. Checking to see if anything is still red in here for those numbers. And it's not, so I'm going to save that. So that should be my customers table. Next, so we've got categories and customers will be the employees. Got to do the same thing in here. Fortunately, we have less employees. I believe there was like, about 8 of them or something like that. Again, I'm going to look to make sure nothing is in red, and it's not. So that's done. So far I've got customers, categories, and employees. Next we have vendors. Now this is how I should have set up the phone numbers. Maybe I'll go back. I probably will and change that. Notice how we've got the area code in parens, space, and then the number. I don't think it's going to take that long to fix that. So that one should actually be okay the way it is. And I'll go back and change the other ones. Or maybe I won't. All right, so that was vendors. So this is product. Now we do want these to be numbers. All right, now we're going to have a problem here. All right, because those are the images. So we may, let's put it this way, may have a problem with that. All right, but I'm going to leave it for now the way that it is. And again, these are all integer fields. That's fine. I think we got about 40 products, something like that. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next one is product vendors. And again, those are numeric and they're supposed to be, so I don't have to change anything on there. Next we have orders. The only thing I don't like is if you notice on here the dates are 2019. I don't like that. So we're going to change these. So again, when you look here, these are all 2019. It's like about the first 1,000 or more. There's some 2017s. So let's make this change. We'll see anywhere we've got a tick, 2019, we will change it to a tick with 2023. Move that back to the beginning, so hopefully I'll change all those. All right, and I replaced 1,188 of these. And everywhere I've got 2017, I'm going to change that to 2022. I could leave it the way it is. It's not hurting anything the way that it is. So. That replaced 700. So it's like 1188 and 700. That was like 1888. I don't know how many of these there are. But when I look through here quickly, see all the 2023s now, 2022s. Okay, I think that'll be okay. File, open. So that was orders. So the only thing we got left, and this has got like thousands of records in here, order details, and I'm not going to touch that one either. All right, so I believe I've got everything set up now. Now, that said, okay, you'll notice when you look in here, either I'm going to have to leave this the way it is, which is all these insert statements, which is okay. All right, to put those into my database, or I'm going to have just one insert into, and with the values, and just save everything in the parens. I don't know which way I'll do that right now, but I do believe I now have everything, quote, fixed, unquote, in here, so that I'll be able to use them in the database. And again, with this database that you see right here, I am leaving in primary keys. I'm not going to use row ID. I'm going to literally have in the primary keys. Now, I wanted to look at something in here because I thought, and I was looking for old copies of this, but I thought that when I had done this earlier, again, I could be wrong. You know that. So let's look in here. Okay, there's an altered table. See, I thought I had something in here. There's an altered table, and there's an altered table. Okay. I don't know if I can do this same thing. Like that, and also so that was this was customers. I don't know if that's going to work, is what I'm telling you. All right. So all that means is I want my first customer in here should be 1001, the second one 1002, etc. My first employee should be 701 for the number, second one 702, etc. All right. So I don't know syntactically if I'm going to run into any problems with this one or not. I really don't know. But I'm going to give it a try. All right, so when I come back, I'm going to go back and look for one more thing, and that is to see if I set up foreign keys, etc., and how to do that in here, because I want to get all that stuff done. In other words, before I put in any of these records, what I want to do is to run something where I can set up my schema, which is what this is. All right, and I can set up anything else that I want to set up in here as far as, do I want auto increments, like it says right here. All right, and etc. So the first thing to check then, because I've got plenty of time here. Only at 20 minutes. So the first thing to check in here is going to be SQLite 3 auto increment. All right. Auto increment values in Oracle. Understanding SQLite 3 auto increment. They're saying in here that this basically is auto increment, basically is the row ID. All right. So what I can do then is replace all of these IDs with just row ID. All right. And okay, they're just querying using the row ID. So technically, I don't need an ID in there at all. All right. So let's comment this out. I'm going to comment out everything that has to do with an ID in here. And we will use the row ID. Now this is going to be a problem. Product vendor, that one is going to be a problem. So is that. So maybe I do want them. All right, can I create an ID, and that's in MySQL? Primary key, is there an auto increment? You get one for free. Yeah, it's in every table, whether you ask for it or not. If you include a column type of integer primary key, that column points to the automatic row ID. Row ID, by whatever name you call it, is assigned a value whenever you insert a row. So if we do put in here integer primary key, and we'll get rid of that, and we'll put in there integer primary key for each one of these. Get rid of that. And that. Okay, these I'm not going to make primary keys. Doing it down here. Okay. That looks good to me. Now again, could this be wrong? Of course it can. But I'm going to set it up like that. So File, Save. All right. So I'm going to do that. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to come back and I'm going to see if I can take all of this. All right. And throw it into a file. And basically run this from my program. So in other words, what I had just finished doing, all right, not there, that sure isn't what I want. But what I had just finished doing in the last set of examples that I went over with you, all right, so if I go to desktop and to my Python course, source files, Python DB, first of all, let's come in here and let's type in another folder that we're going to call Sales Orders. There'll be nothing in it for right now, and that's fine. But in this demo 3, let's use demo 2. You'll know why in a bit. So we've got this to try to create these tables. So of course we're going to have to import SQLite. We are going to have to create our connection, and then we will do this. Okay, so let's copy that. Let's go into sales orders. And we're going to have in here, make another folder that we're going to call Version1. Okay. And I'm going to open up that Version1 right now in code. All right, so there it is. And I'm going to put a file in here. And we'll just call it for now, let's just call it, see, I want to put a main in here too. We'll just call this SO for sales orders version01.py. Okay, just like that. All right, and now I'm going to put in here this. Let's close that. So we've got import SQLite 3, step 1, function create database connection, and look at that, I should have called that database. We'll just call it create connection. All right, so we want to create this. We want to make sales orders, okay, problem, trying to create it. This will be our create, try. All right, so I'm going to put a bunch of these in here. I'll have a create this, a create that, etc. So I'm going to have 7 of these in there. So I'm going to get rid of this. And like I said, I'm going to have 7 of these. Okay. And each time I do this, I want to do an execute, then a commit. All right, so we're going to basically copy all this stuff 7 times. Or we can have 1 for each one that we're going to create. So what do we have in here? If I'm confusing you, please just bear with me. Let's just do 2 categories first. So create categories table. All right. clear, create table if not exists, categories. Let's come in here. Let's copy that in here. We're not putting in the data, we're just doing the schema right now. All right, and we're going to tell it to execute this, commit it, and then if it works, we'll say categories table successfully created. Now, there would probably be a way to write this generically as opposed to putting it in there 7 times like I'm going to do, but I don't know if it's worth the trouble. So I'm going to call this, in fact, I think what I'll do is I'll write 7 of these. So this will be create categories table. We'll copy this and we'll have create employees table, copy that, create customers table, etc. I think we're going to do it like that. All right, so this is the first one. So we've got in here, we call this SO version 1. Let's take this out of here. And we're going to write a new, we're going to call create categories table .py. Paste that in. Now, again, we will have to import SQLite 3 at the top. All right. Everything else should be cool the way that it is. All right. So we've got that one. And now we'll create the other ones. All right. So I'm just going to go through here. We're at 33 minutes, so we're fine for time. All right. All right. Except I have to make a phone call, so I'll be back in a little bit, and we will continue on with this and see how it works. All right. I'm back, and I tried doing a couple things, and they seem to have worked. So let me show you what I did here. I went back to my original file here, which is SO version 01. And basically, I want to put main in there. So what did I do with main? I pulled out the connection that was in here, the create connection, and put it in its own file. This is the exact same stuff that I had in here. So if this works, again, it should say database connection established. And we return the connection. Then when we get back here, I call create categories table, which is right here, the same thing I had just shown you. All right. And when I did this and ran it, I got database connection established. Categories table successfully created. Now, there's still a problem here when I'm looking at this. Nope, there's not. Here it is. I have sales orders DB. All right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to clear it. And now what I'm going to do, and again, I have no idea if this will work or not, but I'm going to take my file where I created the categories table. All right, right here. So create categories, that one. First of all, let's get rid of the database. Now I'm going to grab that and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it. And I'm going to paste it again. And I'm going to paste it again. Remember, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tables in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, of course, I've got to change all these, so let's start doing that now. Let's grab the first one that we made in here. Let's rename it. And the second one that we had in there was customers. So we're going to rename this to create customers table .py. All right. And we are going to attempt to create here the customers table. All right. And what's going to have to change, of course, in here is this will be customers. And the guts that are in here are going to change, of course. So let's go grab those. And that's right here. And again, we're going to have to play around here. The padding or the indentation, etc., will be screwed up, but that's fine. All right, so. All right, just about got it done here. So again, this will be the create customers table query. All right. And, oh, that's why I got that. I didn't put the N there for some reason, so that's missing on the other one. So this should say customers table successfully created. So file, save all. And that one's done. Let's go back to the first one. So this is create customers table. This was, where's the original create categories table? Right there. That one should have an N right here. All right, so file, save all. Now I'm going to go back to my right here, and I'm going to have to keep importing these. So import create customers table as. So the first one was categories, and this one will be cust. Okay, and we'll change that, of course, to this. Oops. All right, and now we'll have, in fact, let's just do this. So I'm going to get rid of the all the word create in here. Let's see. For these, so this will be DBC. This will be cat. And then this will be cuss. And again, I'll need the connection. All right, let's just keep going and let's build out all of these. I think the next one was employees. Yes, it was. So the next one, we will change the name of this to create employees table. employees table .py. Okay. So the create DB connection was step 1. The create categories table was step 2. The create customers table was step 3. All right. Just copy all this. Let me do a file, save all, and that was the categories. There's the customers. So now we're at employees. Oops, employees. Here we are. All right. That's fine. We'll just keep what we've got here. So this is, was it the last one was customers was step 3. So employees, if I'm counting right, should be step 4. So this will be create employees table. Let's get rid of these and replace it just as we've been doing here. Okay. And again, this was create employees table query. So that's what we want to run. This should say employees table was successfully created. All right, so that's the employees. Let's go back here. I want to look at the customers. Customers table, that's good. So we can get rid of that. Let's just close. We got a bunch of stuff open here. I'm going to close it. Don't need the connection. Don't need the categories. Okay. So the next one was the employees. Okay. Next, we had vendors. And we've got that one open now. Keep that. But let's close this and this. There we go. All right, so this would be step 5 if I'm counting right. And that'll be create vendors table. Okay. Hopefully you can just see what I'm doing here. I'm just writing routines to create all of the tables. And I'm doing the if not exists, with each one of them. So for vendors, I'm up to here. Okay. So vendors, good. Create vendors. Did I not rename this? It's create table vendors query. So that's why that was grayed out. Okay. So file, save all. We should be able to close this now. Now we'll say import geez Louise Jeffrey, import, create vendors table, do that as ven. So ven dot create vendors table with a connection. So right now I'm just going to put comments here. So attempt to connect to database. Attempt to create categories table. Let's just copy the comment from here. Attempt to create customers table. Attempt to create employees table. And finally, with what we've got so far, attempt to create vendors table. All right, so we have so far set up to create our connection, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 of our 8 tables. All right, so what came after vendors? Products. Just going to put the rest of them in here. They're going to error out because I haven't created them yet. Orders and product vendors. All right, like I said, those are erroring out because we haven't created those yet, but that's fine. We're going to do it in just a second. All right, just make it a little easier on myself. So this will be create products table. So that's what we want to call the next one. So that's create products table. Should be step 6. All right, this will be create products table query. This will be products. And this will be products. And we can get rid of this. All right, let's find our products. We did vendors already, I believe. There's our products. Oops. Work. All right, there's that one. So products, 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 products. Again, I need the N here. I don't know why. So file, let's do a save all. All right, and it's probably going to be, these might be screwed up too. So let's look at the vendors and see if we put, we did not. Needs an N there. How about employees? We did not. So that needs an N there. How about customers and categories? Customers, no. How about categories? I think that one we did change. Yep. All right. So what is left in here? Product vendors, orders, and order details. So the next one is product vendors. The last one we did, I believe, was the last one we did before this? Products. So let's check our numbering here. First one we did was categories. So actually the first thing we did was create DB connection. So that's step 1. Categories should be step 2. Customers should be step 3. Employees should be step 4. What came after employees then? So vendors and then products. So vendors should be step 5. Products should be step 6. Okay, this is all great. Product vendors should be 7. Okay, so that's product vendors. Let's get rid of this. Let's copy that. Next will be orders. Okay. Oh, lost something there. Don't get that, but we'll fix it in a minute. Primary key. Should be vendor ID. Like that. All right, I think these are all correct. Again, save all. We can close that. We can close that. We can close that. And that. And now that. We've got orders left. And we've got order detail left. So this, the product vendor, is proven, which is PRO for product and VEN for vendor. So after the vendors table, I think what was next was the product table. Am I taping? Yes, I am. Attempt to create, so after products, we had product vendors. Now we're going to attempt to create the orders table, and I think that was ord. Ord and ordette. So that'll be create orders table. It might error out because we haven't written it yet. If it does, no problem. Finally, attempt to create order details table. Ordette dot create order details table with a con. Okay, that's all I want to do for right now. So again, file, save all. You'll notice, let's see, it says this could not be resolved. Well, it will be because we haven't written them yet. So we'll take this one, we'll rename it. Let's create order details table. Notice my errors went down to 1. And that orders table, and now we need the order details. I'm going to call this order details, not orders details. It just sounds funky. Now that error should go away as soon as I hit enter here. There it has. All right. So the last one we did products, which was step 6. After products, we wanted to do product vendors. So that should be 7. After product vendors, we wanted to do orders. So that should be 8. let's find orders. Close that for now. All right, and one more. And that'll be the order details. Which is here. Again, anything can go wrong in here. And if you've watched enough of my videos, you know that sooner or later things will go wrong. All right, so I want to do one more thing, and then I'm going to try to run it and see what happens. All right, first of all in here, okay, there's my SQLite, passing the connection every time. And that's good. Con equals. Still not sure exactly why that isn't being accessed, because I would have thought it was. Create connection, create categories, create customers, create employees, create vendors, create products, create product vendors, create orders, create order details. DBC, cat, cus, emp, ven, proven, ord, and ordet. Okay? So, create categories table, create customers table, create employees table, create vendors table, create products table, create product vendors table, create orders table, create order details table. Again, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tables. So there should be 9 steps in here, including the last one. So that's 9. Or the first one, which is to create a connection. And there's 8. All right, I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to close everything that's in here and open up these tables one at a time. All right, we'll just do them in alphabetical order here. So here's categories. So this is create categories table. Okay. Create categories, categories. There's our stuff for categories, 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 categories. Looks good to me. File, save all. All right, let's try customers. Customers, 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 customers. That looks good. Our connection, create connection, con equals, we return it. So we're able to use it in all of our functions. Otherwise, we return none. That looks good. All right. So we've done the first 3. They look good. Employees, 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 employees. That looks good. Order details, 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 table. Okay. Again, son of a gun. N. Gotta check all those now. That one's fine. And that one's fine. And that one's fine. And that one's fine. That one we just checked, so that one is now okay. So let's do orders. Let's check quick. Yep, there's an N for that new line. All right. Orders, 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 orders. Good. Products, 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 and we have the N there. That's good. All right. Product vendors, product vendors, product vendors, product vendors, product vendors, product vendors. Looks good. Vendors. Got it. Vendors, 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 vendors. Looks good. All right, I want to do one more thing, and then we're going to run this, and I'm going to put this one here to bed. So that I'm coming in there, and I'm attempting to create all those tables. I'm not doing anything with the data yet. All right. I'm going to type in here SQLite 3 command to show all tables in a database. Show all tables. Show tables, listing all tables in a database. Dot tables. All right, is there a way to do that programmatically is what I'm looking for. Well, it says this. I have no idea if this will work or not. Let's grab this first. Attempt to display all tables in sales orders database. That's the URL that I just used. We'll see whether or not it works. And it says that we are to type in this. Select star from SQLite master where type equal table. I have no idea if it's going to work or not. All right. Worst case is it doesn't work. We either try to find something else. All right. So show all equals and can we print then show all? I don't know if this will even work, like I said. All right, but we're going to try it anyway. So file, save all. Let's run it. And it looks like I got errors. Okay. All right, notice we did categories. So there's 1, customers, there's 2, employees, there's 3, vendors, there's 4, products, there's 5. So the first 5 got created okay. Product vendors is screwed up. So let's first start by removing the database. Let's go over to product vendors. And it did not like something in here. Product vendors table, con. Ah, no con there. All right. All right, so let's again go to a file. Save. Let's close this. Let's clear this. All right, let's bring this back up to the top. See if we get all 8 of our tables. I think we removed the database, didn't we? I believe so. All right, established 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, problem. So it's right after products, which must be product orders. So there's a problem and they're near the not. Okay, we can fix that right now. So there's a problem with product vendors table near the word not. There's a comma there. Should not be one. Again, file, save all. Our database is gone. Let's close this. Let's bring this way the hay up. And let's clear this. In fact, let's exit from here. I don't know why I put those parens in there, but I did. Let's run it. Yeah, it's that token. Okay. So again, let's clear. And we'll try it again. Invalid by the product vendors. There's this \p in there. Oh, good gravy. And I thought I checked all of them. Evidently did not. Save all. Do we have our database in here? Did we remove it already? Bye. All right, file, save. Let's close this. Close this. Bring this up again. Run it. Oh, I ran the wrong table, the wrong file rather. Run it again. All right. So it did not like this. That's okay. Let's see. I think I know already what that is. So step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7, step 8, step 9. All of those worked. This did not work. This select star, and I think I know why, but I'm not positive, so we'll go back and check. All right, and let's clear this. It'll be in here. Yeah, we didn't execute it. Looks like it's giving us an error in here. Probably because we didn't create a cursor. don't know where we should even do that. I think we can do it here. I don't know if it'll take this or not. Create cursor C. So cursor C. No. Okay, doesn't like that. We need to be able to execute. Okay, let's try that then. Yeah, we're going to do both of these. Okay. So, I'm going to fix this in just a second. Don't worry if we get errors. All right. Create a cursor object for the select query. Okay. Of course, it's con. Again, no idea if that'll work or not, but we're trying it. Okay. We do not have the database, so that's good. Again, we'll bring this up and we'll run. Whoa. Whoa. Hello. That is showing everything. That is showing how we created everything. That's not what we want. But let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All 9 of those worked. All right. So that's good. The statement is just wrong. And, oh boy, I'm in an hour and 20 minutes. Let's stop it right here. I'm sorry I went over an hour. So.